There's a fine line between being rich and building a dynasty so powerful that your children, their children, and generations you'll never meet will live in unimaginable luxury. Most billionaires spend decades chasing fortune, but only a handful of families manage to turn wealth into an empire, one that reshapes politics, controls industries, and defines what it means to live like royalty. These are not just individuals with money. These are dynasties, families whose fortunes stretch into the hundreds of billions, and in some cases into the trillions. Their names are whispered in boardrooms, etched into palaces, and woven into the very fabric of global power. From oil fields in Saudi Arabia to fashion houses in Paris to skyscrapers in Mumbai. These families don't just enjoy luxury, they own it. We begin with a dynasty that turned oil and industry into one of the largest private fortunes in America, the Koch family. With an estimated net worth of over $68 billion, the Kochs built their empire through Koch Industries, a corporate giant that stretches across oil, chemicals, manufacturing, and even agriculture. It is the largest privately owned company in the United States, a shadow empire with revenues that rival entire nations. But the Kochs are not just rich businessmen. They are power brokers. For decades, Charles and the late David Koch poured billions into shaping American politics. Their donations to conservative causes and Republican candidates topped $1.5 billion over the past decade alone. To many, their wealth represents influence that quietly steers the course of U.S. policy, from environmental laws to economic reform. And when it comes to their private lives, the family spares no expense. Their estates are decorated with artworks by Monet and Picasso, transforming their homes into museums of staggering beauty. In one of their most eccentric purchases, William Koch once spent $2.3 million on a single weathered photograph of the outlaw Billy the Kid. Pocket change for the family, but proof that for them, even history can be bought. The Kochs embody a uniquely American dynasty, part industry, part politics, part spectacle. At number 9, we travel to India, a country of 1.4 billion people, where income inequality is vast, but one family rises above them all, the Ambanis. Led by patriarch Mukesh Ambani, the family controls Reliance Industries, a conglomerate so massive it touches every part of Indian life, from telecommunications to petrochemicals, retail to energy. Reliance generates billions upon billions in revenue, fueling the Ambanis' staggering net worth of $85 billion. But it's not just the size of their empire that captures attention, it's how they live. Their home, Antilia, isn't just a house. It is the most expensive private residence in the world, valued at over $2 billion. Antilia is a skyscraper palace with a private cinema, a spa, a ballroom, 3 helipads, and even a snow room where the temperature is kept at freezing year-round in the middle of tropical India. The first 6 floors are devoted entirely to parking, because when you own more than 160 supercars, you need space. Yet behind the glitter, the family also gives back. Through the Reliance Foundation, they have poured billions into education, healthcare, and disaster relief across India. For the Ambanis, legacy is not only about wealth, but about ensuring their name remains synonymous with power and philanthropy. From India's skyscraper palaces, from the elegance of France, we travel across the Atlantic to Mexico, where one man's genius transformed a nation's economy and his family's destiny. Meet the Slim family, led by patriarch Carlos Slim, often called the Warren Buffett of Mexico. With a net worth of over $95 billion, Slim built his empire on telecommunications. His company, America Móvil, is the largest mobile operator in Latin America, serving hundreds of millions of people. It's a business so vast that it touches in Mexico. But what makes the Slim family unique is not just the fortune, it's the philosophy behind it. Despite being one of the world's wealthiest men, Carlos Slim is known for living surprisingly modestly. His residence is a relatively simple 6-bedroom home in Mexico City, one he bought over 40 years ago. His personal salary, just $24,000 a month, a fraction of what he could take. Unlike other billionaires, Slim doesn't flaunt yachts or golden palaces. His wealth is built to last, not just to spend. Yet behind this modesty lies undeniable influence. The Slim family owns stakes in construction, mining, banking, real estate, and even luxury retail. From Mexico's quiet billionaire, we step into the world of high fashion, where luxury is stitched into every thread and fortunes are woven from style itself. This is the story of the Wertheimer family, the guardians of Chanel. Their tale begins nearly a century ago when Pierre Wertheimer struck a partnership with none other than Coco Chanel in the 1920s. Chanel had the vision, Pierre had the capital, and together they built what would become one of the most iconic fashion houses in history. But behind the glamour was a shrewd business move. Pierre secured 70% of the profits, leaving Chanel herself with only a small share. That deal set the foundation for one of the greatest fortunes in fashion. Today, Pierre's grandsons, Alain and Gerard Wertheimer, control the Chanel empire with a combined family net worth of over $100 billion. Their luxury portfolio spans haute couture, cosmetics, perfumes, and accessories, turning Chanel's double C logo into one of the most powerful symbols of wealth on earth. But the Wertheimers didn't stop at fashion. Their fortune expanded into French vineyards, including Chateau Rosan-Segla and Chateau Canon, estates that produce some of the finest wines in Bordeaux. From the elegance of Chanel, we now enter a world everyone knows, because chances are you've held their fortune in your hands, unwrapped it, and eaten it. This is the story of the Mars family, rulers of the world's sweetest empire. With a staggering net worth of around $126 billion, the Mars dynasty turned chocolate into gold. It all began in 1911 when Franklin Mars started making candies in his kitchen, a humble beginning. But from that kitchen came empires: Snickers, Milky Way, Twix, Skittles, and M&M's. Brands so iconic they've become global household names. But the Mars fortune doesn't end with candy bars. The family expanded far beyond confectionery, quietly building a business empire in pet care, owning billion-dollar brands like Pedigree, Whiskas, and Royal Canin. Today, Mars Incorporated generates tens of billions annually, making it one of the largest private companies in the world. What makes the Mars family fascinating is their obsession with privacy. Unlike the Ambanis or the Al Sauds, they avoid cameras, headlines, and red carpets. If you've ever shopped at Walmart, you've contributed to the fortune of the Walton family, the richest dynasty in America, worth over $250 billion. It all began with Sam Walton, who opened a single discount store in 1962. That small-town shop grew into Walmart, the world's largest retailer, with more than 11,000 stores across 27 countries. Today, Walmart generates over $500 billion a year, making the Waltons wealthier than entire nations. Yet their image is one of paradox. Publicly, they appear modest, but their private lives are anything but. Alice Walton, Sam's daughter, is a renowned art collector who built the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Arkansas, housing treasures like a $44 million Georgia O'Keeffe painting. The Waltons also control foundations that have donated billions to education. When it comes to luxury, no name is bigger than Arnault. With a fortune of nearly $240 billion, Bernard Arnault and his family control LVMH, the empire behind Louis Vuitton, Dior, Givenchy, Moet, and over 70 luxury brands. Bernard began in real estate, but his vision transformed him into the king of fashion and luxury. Today, the Arnauds own castles in France, a private island, and the 330-foot Symphony yacht, worth over $115 million. Their art collection spans works by Picasso, Warhol, and Basquiat, rivaling major museums. Yet the family is strategic, not reckless. For over 2 centuries, the Rothschilds have been whispered about in boardrooms, history books, and conspiracy theories alike. With an estimated fortune of around $400 billion, they are the most legendary banking dynasty on earth. It began with Meyer Amschel Rothschild in 18th century Frankfurt. His 5 sons spread across Europe: London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, Frankfurt, creating a financial web so powerful it helped fund governments, wars, and empires. Today, the Rothschild empire reaches into banking, mining, energy, and real estate. Their holdings include stakes in companies worth hundreds of billions like Glencore and Rio Tinto. Their art collection alone is valued at over $2 billion, and estates like Waddesdon Manor in England showcase their old world grandeur. Unlike flashier dynasties, the Rothschilds thrive on discretion. No gold cars or billion-dollar weddings, just quiet control. Their wealth is influence itself, woven into the fabric of global finance. For centuries, the Rothschilds haven't just observed history, they've bankrolled it. When you think of unimaginable wealth, one dynasty towers above them all: the House of Saud, rulers of Saudi Arabia. With an estimated family fortune of 1.4 trillion, they are not just rich, they are nation builders whose personal wealth rivals entire economies. Their empire is powered by Saudi Aramco, the world's most valuable company and the backbone of global oil, producing nearly 15% of the planet's supply. From this foundation, the Al Saud family controls banks, telecom giants, defense companies, and construction firms, investments that span the world. Their fortune isn't measured in millions or billions, but in trillions, and their lifestyle reflects it. The family's patriarch, King Salman, travels with a golden escalator, ensuring every arrival is royal theater. But the most visible figure of this dynasty is Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS. Known for his bold Vision 2030 plan, he is reshaping Saudi Arabia into a futuristic powerhouse. His personal purchases include the $300 million Chateau Louis XIV in France, a $500 million super yacht called Serene, and that's just his side spending. Then there is Neom, a $1.1 trillion mega project designed as a self-sustaining, futuristic city in the desert. And if you love uncovering the secrets of wealth, royalty, and the untold lives of billionaires, this is just the beginning. Subscribe now to Luxrish, because the next story will take you even deeper inside the world of unimaginable luxury and power.